Welcome to Turning Point today. As usual, we're starting with the stock market review. At the same time, look at the business segment concerning the impact of leadership in business strategy. In the next, after this short break, you are welcome. We are back to the capital market review, and I will start with the offshore index. But before I go, I want to introduce Mr. Tunde Jarobi, the MD of Trade Line Limited. You are welcome.
Thank you, Ambrose.
Yeah. Before we go further, there is just like what we discussed in the previous edition last week, that the market is gathering momentum. And actually, I will tell you, in the last 3 days, we have seen an uptrend in the market, despite a marginal slowdown on Monday. On Tuesday, Wednesday, market surprise the market in terms of what momentum. And that is what we're going to discuss before we give you a clue on how to invest for the day. Because today also is another trading day, and I believe you are looking to the way to take position on this morning. And before you take position, you need to cool down, listen to us, so that as you are calling your broker, you are telling him to do the right thing for you, because we want you to go and make money today. Here, the offshore index yesterday closed positively, gaining 0.74. That is almost 1%. And this has been a real movement for the last 4 days, especially in this month of June, after the market have lost about 3 point something. In the month of May, that will send panic to the market, that the way the market is going due to what rising yield in the fixed income market. But market is just surprising investors, because there's a little slowdown in the yield, especially in the TB last auction. That's also what investors are looking at. Now that we're seeing any season around the corner, especially for those companies that pay interim dividends, any announcement to start starting from the month of July. For that, people are positioned ahead, because, like always, tell you that every investment is what is against expectation. You don't need to wait to see the result before you invest. And that's why you can see there's a little change in the market. That means you're in the market now, don't panic out, but don't set too much profit. If you are selling profit of 20% before, you can use it to like 13, 14, you can come out and go back again. Don't be carried away with this trend. Just know how to work to take profit gradually from the market. Yeah, the market opened at 38,881.7 point and closed at 39,171.95, gaining, as I said earlier, 0.74. The volume traded for the day was down, and we wonder why. And who's today going to explain why the volume was down? We saw that the volume declined by 16.93. It tells that people are really slowing down the market. He will give us reason why. And we see there's a volume. Volume was up by 100 and what? I mean volume, I mean value, not volume. Value was up by 148.75%. If you know. Today, on this volume, volume is very important when it comes to equity investment. So those that are traders in the market. If you know the importance of volume, you don't deal with volume, because volume will tell you what is happening in the price and the trending pattern of what of the market at that particular day. Oh, yeah.
If you look at the scenario, you realize that a lot of prices has been battered and battered, and the prices are down. And investors, it's not as if what they are doing is that they are doing consolidation. People are actually building their portfolios. So looking at the prices that are down, they are just making sure they balance up their portfolio. And that's why you see that difference in volume. And so you are not going to see, it's not as if people are coming in fresh. What they are doing is that they are building their portfolio to meet up with their expectation in the future, especially because prices have been down for almost all the last week and the first day of this week, and it has created a lot of gaps. So if I were you, the right thing to do is to just build up my portfolio in tranches.
Okay, I think that is good. Yeah, like we always say that if you are investing in the market, the top volume is very important for you to know the area that you should look at. But if you look at the top volume, the top trade for yesterday, the bank dominated the top trade yesterday. And I tell you that there's something happening in the bank. Like I always tell you that the banking sector in Nigeria is the most active sector. Even though you're a trader, you're not an investor, that sector is somewhere where you can enter, you can understand how to invest with numbers. Especially that now that we're seeing that the first quarter number of these banks, we are mixed, and still their prices are low. That means a lot of opportunity in the banking sector. Like yesterday, Zine topped the trade by volume about 20.7 million shares, followed by Sterling Bank, Guarantee 15.1, and FBN holding 11.5 million, and Fidelity there 11.3 million shares. Tell that this banking sector are the ones that even impacted the volume traded. What is your position?
You know that the way it is now, their activities is in services.
Okay.
So the major challenges we have in the country does not really affect the bank so much, because when you begin to talk about manufacturing sectors, where they do a lot of importation of their raw materials, and when you check their results, you realize that the profit, when they are going to make good profit, is going to be FX differences. When they are going to make bad profits, it's going to be FX differences. And so you see that most of these things are the things that banks take advantage of. Secondly, you realize that the banks, they are more stable when it talks about their performances. Most of them will always build their numbers, either marginally or outstandingly. So you see that people are actually relaxed playing the banking sector.
Just like to add what you just said, I know a bank in Nigeria for the past 22 years consistently grow their earnings on quarterly and yearly basis. And that also, they grow their payout. That means if you are comfortable with that kind of company, you don't enter that bank and relax, and you are sure getting your dividend. And such bank also, when you see such bank coming down in price, it creates opportunity for you to increase your stake, so that you can get more dividend payout and also more capital acquisition. Yes. Because the more they pull back, the more they're going to jump on. That's a good one. Thank you very much. Like also, the sectorial analysis or sectorial index is very important, because the sector represents an industry. An industry now gives you a sector. For that sector, you can see what is happening. If you look at the performance of the sectoral index as of yesterday, we saw that the banking sector was up by 1.25, followed by the industrial sector also 1.33 up, and then we saw all the sectoral were up yesterday. Is this that the bull is come back finally in the market or what?
Yeah, we have said it. Prices are down. The half-year earnings is around the corner. The March year-end, the release of their full-year numbers are around the corner. So, of course, you see that all this boost to the market, it gives investors reason to enter the market
at this moment. I agree with you. That's a good one. Then before we go to the earnings that are released so far, we want to look at the top gainers. Every investor wants to look at what have I gained in a day, in a month, in a week. And for the market to close up yesterday, positively, people are calling me and say, you said it in your Q&A class, you said it on this program last week again, that if the market can just break out the 39,000 mark, and which market did yesterday? There was a breakout yesterday already.
And the beauty of the gain that we saw yesterday, we have a lot of stocks in the advanced, and the loser's log was almost fizzling up.
And not the people, they are not 5% loss.
The highest, we have just 7.
The highest log there was 3.5 something.
Yes, so it makes it look so attractive. It means that investors are bullish throughout yesterday trading.
And also, don't forget that in this same week also, the federal government savings board opened, and the 1 year, either we call it a tenor rate or yield, is about 8.9% for a whole year, while for 2 years for 9.8. If you are making return in a stock for a day, 10%, you're waiting for 1 year.
Do you know that Okomo had done 19-point-something% in 2 days?
Yes. You can completely sell up and go. And that's why I said, if you want to hedge against inflation, equity market is the right place to be. And also look at those companies that are consistent with dividend payout, and also their result is expected to be in the market from July. For me, that's invest in that direction. For yesterday, QT stopped the gainer chart with 10% gain, moving from 2 naira 30 kobo to 2 naira 53 kobo. I will tell you what the reason.
You know that the last time they paid 20 kobo, if I'm correct, and the another result is around the corner. And of course, so expectation is high, and you see investors positioning for the.
You rightly mentioned the Komu gained 19% in today. Yesterday it was among the top gainers too, gaining 9.75 for a day, even from 106.15 to 116.5. Tell you that what is going for Komu at this point?
Is it possible for Komu to do a fair dividend?
No, Komu, they are not consistent in their in the half-year trade payment. They've done it like 2 times in the time past, but they are not consistent. where you can see consistent entry dividend is the banking sector. That's why people can sure to take position in the bank because they are sure that this bank have started it, they are not going back. But Kumu is not consistent.
But they have done it before.
Yeah, they've done it before.
So if you want to do the probability, you can still do 30%.
Yeah,
because when you look at their numbers, it's
yes, also don't forget that they release their forecast for third quarter.
Actually, it's the focus that people are actually playing now.
Okay.
Because the focus is very good. Okay. But I'm just looking at it. What if they come up with
a surprise of dividend? That means you hit the 150, 130. Not only that, if you consider what is happening in the economy today, if you look at also our GDP for the fourth quarter, after the telecom that contributed about almost 14%, the agriculture was the next. And also, if not the insecurity we're having, then that sector is where we can expect more potential that will impact our GDP. But because of insecurity, many people are staying at home now, and which I know is going to tell on us in the future in terms of inflation. Because if people during the planting season decide to stay at home, then harvest season what they're going to that means this inflation we're seeing is probably going to hit 20 and even surpass 20 the way it's going.
Stop saying that.
The way it's going. Yes, among the top gainers, we also have Union Bank of Nigeria.
I think it's
this one of the old banks that are trying to kind of innovation is coming, changes coming, but the market for like almost a month, there is rumor of acquisition from either Access Bank or Zenith Bank, and now you can see the price gaining almost 9%. 9.440, that is almost 10%.
And you should remember that the company have now resumed payment of
dividend
for
the previous 2 years now. They pay consistently.
So plus to them. So the price.
But here on this Union Bank, what's the position? If there's a rumor of acquisition, we know the book value of Union Bank to be around 9 naira, and you know that of Zenith Bank is about 35, and that of Access Bank was around 21 naira. And if the two are looking at, we don't know, the highest bidder will take it, that is the way. But, going by antecedent, Access has acquired the company that want to sell the stake in Union Bank, other African countries. It's possible, but if the bank can pay more, it's possible they go to them. But from your own as analyst and also
I think it's more advantageous to investor if it's Access that is taking them on because of the price differences. Okay. But if it's Zenith that is taking up Union Bank, maybe. I don't think they are going to use the book value that you have mentioned. It's going to be the true valuation that will be made, that they are going to use in the payment and in the the construction and all those things.
When it comes to those simple analysis, we are not doing the valuation here now. But if you know that when you access managed liability, you get your shareholders fund or net assets, and if that is already, that means you are taking up liability of the company. Because we are going to manage it for that. That means if the book value of this is here, for example, now if any company is going down, you want to pay shareholders back. After you are done, this is what is left, is what you want to give shareholders. For example, now the assets want to pick this at this price of 9 naira and it's selling now to speak now at 5 naira. That means there's a lot of up potential. That means
for the
investors. That means people are looking the way of Union Bank now to position first before they conclude their. I think that is. I also don't forget that there will be what we call sharing ratio. If people say 10
that's what I'm talking
10
about.
Union Bank or 1 Zenith. So that's why, as a smart investor, you don't wait for that. You buy now. Once it go up, you sell and wait for them to conclude the sharing ratio. Because people that did that in Access Bank and the Diamond Bank, they made a lot of money because they're able to calculate. That's why investors, you don't invest and go and sleep. Follow the market and information that's coming out from the companies where you have put your money.
But all these are still rumor.
No. That's the rumor. But you have to put your ears on ground. That's why you are investor. You don't invest and go to bed.
All right.
Yeah. Followed by Honeywell. Honeywell also moved by 8.62% from 1 naira 16 kobo to 1 naira 26 kobo. As at yesterday, what's your position on?
I think it's market forces because the closure of their last dividend is still ahead. So it's to me, it's just this is only profit taking. As far as
if you also look back to their numbers, their full year numbers, it's something that people have to look at.
But how long will investor invest their position for that numbers?
That's what I always tell people that follow me that you have to invest in this market is just too simple. And too simple why if you know how to sit down and analyze. When there is consumption and demand, it tells you that company or that sector they are bound to be what growth. There is time that you see, look at go and read the book of all the billionaires in the world outside Nigeria, within Nigeria. The investors they see that there is consumption and demand because that consumption will drive what your price, will drive your performance. That means people are saying that despite the increase in price of bread, price of flour, people are still consuming. That means those staple food will still be in demand. And flour, Honeywell is part of that produce all these things for that. I see that there is also going to be continuous demand for flour, for Honeywell, for the flour industry. And for that, I see that will rub off on Honeywell. Especially now we're expecting their first quarter to come at the end of June, that means in July. For me, the low price attraction is what people are looking at this point. And also don't forget that in this company called Honeywell, the shareholding structure is tight. And this one of what we used to invest as an investor. Where you see that is a person or an institutional investor having about 75% holding. You have only just 25 left for the market. That price will be stable. Look at the way, even though they had issue with first back and that, the price didn't go below 1 naira 7 kobo. It tells that there's a little support or stability in Honeywell. That's for me, if you can add to it.
No, it's okay. It's okay. To me, as far as I'm concerned, investor play numbers.
Yeah, and the numbers are good.
And the numbers are good. And the one that we are expecting are still on the way.
On the way. So good, thank you. Then the last one, the top 5 gainers is ABC Transport. And I'll tell you what you have to say. ABC has moved from as low as 22 kobo to as low as 40, 45, coming down. Now it's gaining again back to 40 kobo from 37 kobo, gaining 8.11 for just a day. And this above your 90 days, Treasury B, your 80 days Treasury B return in one day. For me, I see that.
You keep saying that.
No, because
with the risk attached.
But most investors, even though you are risk averse, you can take calculated risk. That's why people that take calculated risk. That's why you need to understand what you are doing. If you want to make money in equity market, you have to up your game in education. Understand how the market operates, the management of the market, and you can even take advantage of the market to create your wealth. Because I tell you, most billionaires on this world, they are major players in equity market. Yeah. Then on the flip side, I'm looking at the losers for the day. Sovereign Trust Insurance topped the loser chart, as we just said, just 3.57 for the day. It opened the trading for the day yesterday at 28 kobo and closed at 27 kobo, losing just 1 kobo. And that is about 7%. What's your reason? What do you say? Is it profit taking?
Profit taking. The stock has returned some.
Profit taking or market forces?
It has moved from 20 kobo to where it is.
To go to 33 kobo first time coming down. I agree with you. Then the other one there is very attractive. This is one of the low cap stores that I respect. Jai's Bank. It lost just 3.39 because at 57 kobo. Open at 59 kobo. The good thing that this company, no matter the low price, it has paid dividend consistently. The only fear in Jai is that it's still having is it negative retained earnings, but they are still paying dividend. But I believe, for me, the price is attractive for people to like. What is your position on it?
You have said it all. The major risk in Jai is their negative. But aside that, their performance is good. Their business model is reliable, and so it's a place to.
FCMB,
market forces.
FCMB, this FCMB Holdings and the Massad. Yes, Massad. I'm sure that the Massad has remained around this 80 kobo, 1 naira, 9 kobo coming back. What's your position? What's your advice for investors?
To me, I think investors are a little bit confused in Mansard because the expectation, what they said they are going to do, share the construction. Since I think in November,
they are not around the 31st of December.
Till now we have not seen anything. So people have not understand the modalities and when it's going it's still going to come up or they are going to share it. So investors are a little bit confused in trading.
Okay, let's quickly go to the earnings that were released to the market. Recently, before we move to the other segment of our program today, look at I mentioned it earlier. Honeywell released the full year results. The top line was up by 43%, and the bottom line 73%, moving from 80 billion to about 209 billion in terms of profit turnover, and the profit was up from 650 billion to 1.1 billion. What's the position? That's about.
Like as we have said and as you have rightly analyzed, the business is actually doing well, and we know it's the major focus as we speak. And so what you have seen there is just the result of the performance and the expectations that we have predicted before.
Conway result was that's why they always come late. I don't know why Conway are addicted to releasing results late. They release their also full year and first quarter within the month of June. And they consider their full year result was down. it's a decline to reflect what happened in 2020. But they are starting the new year, the new financial year on a positive note. That's why the number is missed. Because top line is up by, it's down. Sorry, top line is down by 13.24, while the bottom line, which is the profit here, was up by 62.81. And what is your take here? Their earning per share moved from 38 kobo to 61 kobo. Now, knowing that the oil sector, I would say there's a little improvement in terms of not only the crude oil, but the local oil marketing company, because of the continuous hike in price, we're seeing a little margin improve, margin coming because of their price increment. What is your position?
I just hope they will be able to sustain these first quarter numbers, because this is a good performance. Although the turnover, the revenue dropped by 13%.
Okay.
So if they can sustain this, then it's a place to consider for the full year performance.
Well, another result that so interests me is this MPF, Police Microfinance. I know Police Microfinance, when you say police, people look at police with one eye, but I tell you that this sector, I say, I'll give hand to police. The only way they have done well here. Because in terms of managing money, we can see that police are more reliable. Yes. I tell you, this is one of the microfinance bank on this thing that is doing powerfully well in terms of performance and terms of payout to investors. Their first quarter result came out also during last week after our last program, and the numbers look too good for me. Their top line meets our own criteria as invest data, up by 24%. The bottom line 66%, which is up. For me, this is a number that we should look at. The EPS moved from 6 kobo to 10 kobo. That means you can even forecast that at the end of the year, expect like 45 kobo from them or 40 kobo. That means a dividend of 20 kobo or more is likely again.
It's likely.
That means a good number for me. Look at the price is selling today. What's your position now? So how you advise?
I think what we should
don't forget that also they are planning to do right issue.
That's what I'm about to say. One should consider the fact that right issue is around the corner. Okay. So you should look at it. Do you really want to be part of it before you start positioning? But when you look at the numbers, for long-term investors, they can actually play this stock. But for those who are trading, except you have the details of the right issue, the dates and the ratios and all those things, you should be careful playing this stock.
Because actually, I just said once they conclude the right issue to dilute their earnings, because that will increase their share in issue. But with the number we're seeing, and I tell you that before any company wants to do right issue, what business they want to do, they want the expansion. For me, the numbers show that where they are going. But finally, before we draw the curtain on this segment, let's look at Japan Gold. Japan Gold result is out. You can see that I'll tell you it's a misnumber. Japan, even their lost position,
increase.
Again. And people are rushing Japan Gold. But I'm telling you, the numbers I'm seeing is not, for me, it's not interesting now. Like I always tell my clients, my followers that Japan Gold is a good company. If they're going to go to extra gold in Nigeria, but you need to go through the documentation, federal government, state government to approve before they can go into the business. Now we're seeing the numbers are not too attractive. Let's wait to see them, sending out putting number to the public to show what they are doing before we can jump in. But sentiment, I moved that stuff from as low as 20 kobo to 1 naira 68 kobo. Brought it back again to around 58 and 60 kobo right now. For me, investors should just cool down because traders can be going up and down. You as an investor, you are investing for return. Just hold on now and watch the company send the positive result to the market before you can take your long-term position. What is your take?
You have said it all, because the truth is that the trend of Japan has never changed from the day it was listed.
Okay.
The trend had been negative numbers.
Okay.
And even when they changed to Japan Gold, we have not seen anything different except the last number they released where they had some sales and give us.
They sold their assets for the other year. We saw good numbers.
We saw good numbers. And that has not translated to anything for investors. So for investors that are in Japan Gold, nobody can beat their chest and say this is what I've gained, except for traders that played on sentiment and made some little differences during the trading.
That means investors have to also be very careful. When you see one exceptional item in a company result, and that improves the number, don't jump because of that, because it might not be there the next quarter or the next one. When we saw the sale of their property in 2019 result, people were saying that is what put their price. Oh, they know that they are trying to sell that property to settle their debt with assets. Now we are seeing that even their first quarter, they are still in red. Red is becoming something serious. Investors have to be very careful when they are putting money in Japan. Thank you very much, Mr. Tunde Jarobe. God bless you for coming. Yes, we'll go on break now for the next segment to come when we're looking at the business, how to use a leadership strategy to increase your sales and expand your business. Yeah. Thank you.